make us die in bed ain't never died before. Jesus, why ain't nobody tell his dumb ass to die? The fuck going on? Can't believe it.
And boom, monkeys, we are live. Welcome back to the Crypto Boogie channel, man. How you monkeys doing out there? I was actually going to do a stream last night, which would have been your guys' morning, but I was like, dude, there's not a lot going on in fucking the market right now. It's pretty damn boring. We've pumped a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It does seem that Charlie's take on the 60-day cycle may end up being correct. We still got a little bit of time to see which way for sure we're going, but it does seem like his methodology, the way he's doing things, does seem correct, man. I've noticed that I got a lot more viewers at this time of the day, man, when I stream at 11 o'clock in the morning over here in Tokyo, man, which should be about, 9 p.m. up in Texas, give or take. So that would be 10 p.m. freaking East Coast time, más o menos. So yeah, bro. Yeah, man. Let's see who we got in the chat, man. Let's see who we got rolling the chat, man. Fucking Alex. What's going on, dog? Shout out to you, man. Shout out to Alex, man. Make sure you guys follow this guy on Twitter, bro. This guy helped me out with my fucking VPN setup, bro, for fucking security purposes, dude. This guy's the shit. Shout out to him, man. We got Hexus, bro. ¿Qué pasó, amigo? What's going on? Oh, and we can't miss freaking Nellyville. ¿Qué pasó, vato? I haven't seen you in a while, man. Oh, you cats are probably wondering about the earthquake that happened here in Japan. Yeah, we got hit with an earthquake, man, but that was more to the north side of Japan, I think by Hokkaido in that area. And they said it was such a strong earthquake. Some news corporations are saying it was 7.5, some are saying 7.7. But yeah, we felt it here in Tokyo. And when it was happening, I was chilling here in my room, man, because I mean, dude, I was working out and shit. And I was like, dude, I noticed that my clothing rack or my clothing was starting to shake. I'm like, what the? And the door to the restroom was just like, so I was like, dude, something's going on here. And then it dawned on me, man. I remember Charlie, he did a Tokyo, I think Crypto Tokyo show with MLD at the time, man. And I remember he was sitting in this chair, bro, and he was shaking left and right, bro. And they were shaking for a good fucking, 40 seconds to about a minute and a half. So I was like, oh, that's probably normal here in Tokyo, bro. You know what I'm saying? Let's see who else we got in the chat, man. Another taco night. Puro taco. Hey, you know what's funny, bro? I had some tacos out here, bro. Supposedly from this company called Gomez and Guzman. And según they're from Michoacan, Mexico, or something like that, bro. Tacos were okay, man. They're not bad, believe it or not, bro. They weren't, I mean, straight up freaking Mexican style. I would imagine, bro, that if you want to cook freaking like tacos, like de verdad, like real tacos, you're gonna have to buy some mesquite, bro. For you guys that don't know what we're talking about, man, we're talking about mesquite wood. That really gives the flavor on Mexican style meat, bro. And I don't know how much mesquite is available out here, bro, to cook that. And not to mention, bro, in Tokyo, I imagine they have pretty strict regulations on barbecuing and things of that nature. See, in Austin, tienen eso, bro. In Austin, Texas, bro, they've got regulations, bro. Imagine Tokyo. You know what I'm saying? So that's probably why it's difficult to get to the caliber of the way Mexican food is really cooked, bro, because we use that mesquite when we cook. Well, not all of Mexico, but at least el norte de Mexico. Everybody uses mesquite, you know what I'm saying? Or mesquite tree, the north side of Mexico. Who else we got here, man? Brandon Seifert. ¿Qué pasó, bro? ¿Qué pasó, man? Who else we got here? Pinche Tex-Mex. Let's go, Boogie. Shout out to Tex-Mex, man. Hardest working trucker in the chat, man. Not got nothing but love for truckers, bro, because I mean, dude, without you cats, bro, America can't run. Everybody praises the military, everybody praises police officers, everybody praises firefighters, man. But people forget, man, if it wasn't for fucking truckers, bro, we wouldn't eat, we wouldn't get our products, man. Females wouldn't be able to get the large amounts of consumerism they do without truckers like freaking Tex-Mex. Shout out to you, bro. Damien, Fire and Diamonds, ¿qué pasó, bro? I'm glad to have you here, man. Hex, ¿qué pasó, bro? Saludos, replay gang for me on this one, fellas. Hey, I'll catch you later, bro. That one right, Bill. 7:24 Pacific. Yeah, dude. So it's actually a great time for you Cali cats, man. A todo madre. You know what I'm saying? What have I been up to in Tokyo, man? I've been sparring a lot, believe it or not, man. Dude, these little Asians, man, dude, believe it or not, I tried wearing a helmet. I tried wearing my boxing helmet when I went out there sparring and shit. Porque I wanted to post some videos of me sparring against some of these Japanese cats, but my trainer, he doesn't really speak English or Spanish, so he doesn't understand why I want to wear the helmet because I remember I gotta stay fucking like undercover per se, or not undercover. I don't have the word right now. I don't have the word, but you know what I mean, bro. I have to wear this so nobody recognizes me, dude. And that's what I wanted to do, man. Pero no me dejó el instructor. And of course, he speaks mostly freaking Japanese. So it's kind of difficult to explain to him. And especially when you're breathing hard, bro, after you finished fucking 5 or 6 rounds of mitt work, bro. Dude, you're tired and trying to explain things can be so difficult. So I got footage of me sparring, man, but man, I wanted to wear this. I'd have to expose myself. One thing I tell you, man, about Japanese boxers or the Japanese style, bro, it is very difficult, man, to hit them to the head, bro. It's yeah, exactly incognito, bro. I'm trying to remain incognito. It's very difficult to hit him to the head, bro, because when you try to punch him to the head, man, they will fucking counter your ass, dude. They will fucking they will piece you up, man. They're very, very precise fighters, bro, if anything. I noticed that their footwork looks a lot like you guys have seen like point karate, like where they score points in the Olympics and shit like that. The way they move their feet, bro, like ba 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 ba. You know what I'm saying? Like as they move, like they're on their toes as they move forward and back, which makes it difficult to counter them, bro, because they get out of range and get in range really quick. And then they're light individuals, and of course, I mean, usually Asians tend to be pretty quick, man, and they're very, very quick, dude. So you gotta really you gotta outthink them sometimes, man. So you know they're gonna try to counter your jab, and they're very good at it. So after you throw your jab, you wait for them to counter, then you aim for their body. But dude, they will piece you up. They will definitely piece you up. I didn't do bad. I think I did well the first round. Second round could have gone either way. I would say that yeah, I probably didn't win the second round, but it was close. Third round, yeah, I lost the third round, bro. So it was fun, man. Now, mind you, we're doing light sparring, bro. I'm too old to be doing fucking like hard sparring, but it's good to keep your reflexes in check, man. Especially the older you get, man. You know what I'm saying? Fast Abdul, what's up, man? From what I hear, Fast Abdul, I heard you're a jujitsu ninja, bro. Twinkie was telling me, man, that you're pretty good on the mat, bro. So you know what I'm talking about, man. The older you get, bro, instead of lifting weights, it's good to move around, do all that other stuff. So yeah. Hence why I decided, you know what, man, I'm just gonna stick to boxing instead of weightlifting, bro. Not only that, you get your defensive measures up, man. I'm not really about looking all freaking like Schwarzeneggered out anymore nowadays. I know Miguel's big into bodybuilding. He's still got some youth left, so he can pull it off. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know, man. I know you like to roll, bro. I know you like to roll. So what's going on in the market, cats? We have seen Bitcoin make a new recent cycle high, or it could be a new cycle in itself. Of course, the 60-day cycles or the 80-day cycles, man, they have been changing a lot over the past few couple of years, and they've changed because I'm assuming that the 4-year cycles will probably change eventually, man. That would make sense. From what I remember, I think Charlie was telling me that the Bitcoin used to have three-year cycles or 2-year cycles prior to this, and it actually used to run on 40-day cycles instead of 60-day cycles. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what I'm noticing about BTC. Today's stream won't be that long as usual, cats. I'm just here to drop the data on you guys, man, because I mean I gotta take care of some other stuff while I'm here. Yes, I agree, Fast Abdul. Weightlifting just fucking, I lose my fucking mind with weightlifting. If I'm actually getting into weightlifting, bro, I have to do like low weight, high intensity, bro, or else I get bored. Because I see some cats, man, just sitting there, man, like real chill, bro, just lifting and shit. And nothing wrong with that, man. It's just, I need the intensity, bro, to feel like I'm accomplishing the shit. I remember going to the gym before, bro, and I did some heavy lifting, and I was like, dude, that's some boring shit. I agree with you 110%, man. 110%. All right. Let's move forward, man. Let me see what I got up on Twitter for you cats. Interesting things are going on in the world, man. Let me see if I can show you guys a little video from Waters World, Jesse Waters on Fox News, as to what's going on in the Middle East. Let me see if I can share this with you cats, man. It's a 7 long minute video. We'll do like maybe 1 or 2 cats so we can see what's going on, because of course this conflict that we're having in the Middle East is affecting the markets as well. I haven't checked the price of oil today, man. If somebody wants to be a nice guy and drop the barrel of oil right now, that would be good, man. Drop it in the chat. Almost have it. Let's see what we got. Share screen. Is this it? Here we go. We got Waters World here, man. Breaking. The Iranian Guard just took the Ayatollah hostage. Generals are blocking peace talks, holding their own negotiators hostage while the economy collapses. No one is calling the shots. A coup is in the works. So it seems right now, man, that what's going on is that there's a lot of internal conflict in Iran within I think the powers that be and powers that are trying to take over. So let's play this one on.
Fox News alert, bridge and power plant day could now be any day of the week. A fierce power struggle breaking out in Iran, and President Trump showing a lot of patience. 47 says U.S. airstrikes have seriously fractured the regime, so Pakistan asked us to hold off on B&P Day until Iran can get it together. Tonight, there could be a coup. No one knows who's calling the shots. Vance, Witkoff, and Kushner were supposed to leave for Islamabad, but they never took off because the Iranian delegation never took off, which is suspicious because this morning, Trump said the gay Ayatollah authorized the deal.
They just got the okay to go forward, which I knew they were going to do anyway. I mean, I don't think they had a choice. They have to negotiate. And, you know, the one thing I'll say is this: Iran can get themselves on a very good footing if they make a deal. They can make themselves into a strong nation again, a wonderful nation again. They have incredible people. But they seem to be, you know, bloodthirsty.
So the gay Ayatollah told his ministers wheels up, but the military said not so fast. We're basically looking at another Iranian hostage crisis. This time they've taken themselves hostage, and therefore the negotiations. The IRGC won't agree to sign over the Strait and the uranium, and they're the only votes that matter because they're the ones with the guns. The generals are demanding Trump lift the blockade as a precondition for more peace talks. They want to play an economic game of chicken.
Iran sees this as a game of endurance. They believe that time is on their side and that ultimately the domestic pressure when it comes to energy markets and the stock market will force President Trump to make a deal that's in their favor. That is not the truth. That is not the reality. The president and his counterparts in Israel have the ability to continue this operation for months if they need to.
It's the Iranians up against the clock. The blockade's already cost them over $1 billion. Checks are bouncing, and their economy's in a death spiral and facing a Great Depression. Scott Bessent says, quote, in a matter of days, Carg Island storage will be full, and the fragile Iranian oil wells will be shut in. The blockade's turned around 28 ships sailing to or from Iranian ports, most of them oil tankers. And we took custody of a runner sailing in from China with missile ingredients.
We caught a ship yesterday that had some things on it which wasn't very nice. A gift from China, perhaps. I don't know. But I was a little surprised, but because I have a very good relationship, and I thought I had an understanding with President Xi, but that's all right. That's the way war goes, right?
And it just got worse for the enemy. The Navy boarded another vessel from their shadow fleet, the Tiffany. How cute. A sanctioned tanker carrying 2 million barrels of Iranian crude sailing to Shanghai. No bueno.
So there you go, cats. You see all that shit that's going on right. You see all that shit that's going on right now, and that's having an effect on the energy market, if anything, man. Of course, you guys heard that the recent tanker that they caught, or the recent ship that they caught going back into the Strait of Hormuz, was filled with possible dual chemicals that they can use for civilian use, and it can be used as propellant to launch missiles into whatever weapons they need to put it in. So that's what's going on right now. And then he just mentioned right now something to the effect, and I didn't know this, that they just boarded another ship, which was a tanker exiting the strait, and it was heading for China, man. So what happens after this, man? What goes on after this? And it seems, I mean, I don't know, man. I'm not a general, but it seems at the time being, man, that Trump's trying to make everybody dependent on US oil by shutting down that strait. He's not letting China or any other country pull out of that strait, for the reason being that he wants us to be the main oil providers for the rest of the world. Now, yes, that drives the cost up of the barrel of oil, especially for us at the pump. But then again, I remember that when Biden was in office, Saudi Arabia actually started trading outside of the US dollar. So, in effective, by making everybody buy oil from us using US dollars, our dollar stays the most dominant in the world. And I think that's what Trump's trying to do, if anything, man. And I think his strategy is just keep killing their leaders till they can negotiate better. Now, of course, I mean, I'm not a big supporter, man, of any new wars, hence why Trump got elected and stuff like that. But I could see the argument, if this is what he's doing, why it would be a decent argument as to why he's doing it. And it, dude, he just, I mean, what didn't he just he picked up Venezuela prior to going into freaking Iran, if anything. So I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know what they're thinking. I'm guessing. I'm only guessing. I'm making an educated guess to what they're doing. They're trying to keep ourselves dollar dominant across the world by not by forcing everybody and every country to buy from us using US dollars. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? And I think that's probably what's gonna end up continuing to happen, if anything. Fragrance of the day, cats. Allure, Sport, Homme Sport Eau Extreme. I've been rocking this bad boy out here, man. Of course, I couldn't bring my entire fragrance rack out here. Nevertheless, this is what I'm rocking out here, man. Food for thought, cats. When you're in Tokyo, man, what sucks is you may want to carry a little decant, and then spray whatever fragrance you want into that decant, because when you're in Tokyo, you're going to use the metro, bro. And I know the Japanese people don't like strong scents, bro. Hence why I picked this one and the other fragrance that I bought, because it's a softer fucking scent, and it's not as strong as the darker ones. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, homie. Fast stop, dude. You look like you smell nice. Well, I'm hoping I do, man. I'm hoping I do, bro. Okay, all right, man. Let's move over to the charts, man. Let's move over to the charts. Share screen. Before we do that, okay, let me shut this down. And I will show you guys a little bit of peptide news as well, because we don't want to keep this completely fucking crypto boring. You know what I'm saying? Share screen. Vamos a ver. And this is BTC. Are we going with this one first? Vamos a ver. Yeah, this is on the daily, man. Let me take this off. Take this off. Because you guys, I'm not using my original setup. I'm using my laptop. So you guys got to make do with what I'm looking at. All right, man. I had told you, cats, that usually, or what I have noticed, and if you look closely at my screen, I know this is really convoluted, cats. Bear with me. Prior to this cycle, where we're at right now, we were at a 77-day. Prior to that, we did an 82-day. And then I don't have the other ones here on this chart. I'll show you on the cats on the other chart. But I do have an 85. I do have an 85. Currently, it seems that we're at about day 75, but it may be that Charlie's count will be correct. We can run up all the way to day 85 because that's the longest I've seen. So we can run up all the way to May 2nd, and that will be a possibility. But it seems like it's not likely. It seems like it's not likely that this will be the end of the cycle at day 85. It seems like we may be at a new cycle, if anything. So as per Charlie's count, it seems that they ended up finishing at about day 52. So his count, I think, would be, ¿dónde estamos? Here. About day 23. That's Charlie's count. So Charlie is under the impression that we are on day 23. I still want to give it a little bit more time, all the way to day 85, which would be May 2nd, give or take. So can we collapse down on May 2nd and go below this point here, absolutely, that would be a percentage of approximately, estamos hablando 21%. That can happen. Yes, it can absolutely happen. It's crypto, and that tends to happen, especially with the bear market that we are in right now. Now, mind you, again, you guys hear me say this all the time, man. Fourth portion of the Elliott wave tends to be the most complex, and we are on an inverted Elliott wave structure. Let me bring this back up, cats, so you guys can see my white line again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and this 4 can extend all the way over here, and then 5 can eventually come down this way. 4 can take a long ass time, man, and this is usually the longest oscillating there is in any Elliott wave, and it does not have to be compatible, or it does not have to be aligned exactly with the 80-day cycles or the 60-day cycles, if anything. I'm still under the impression that we should be coming down anywhere to about 59 to about 48, give or take. If possible, maybe down to 38. If we go 34% below the 200-week moving average, like we have done historically before down here in this area. Let's see this chart on the weekly. Let's put the sucker on the weekly. Let me go back to another chart, cats. I've got one specifically drawn for you guys. I've got one specifically drawn. Okay, good. I'm glad you asked that before I took the screen off. Charlie's count started on the 9th of March, right? Let's check it out. Thank you for mentioning that. Let's go back. Let's go here to the daily. Vamos a ver. Comenzó aquí. El de Charlie, where's it at? We're on the daily. No, this is the daily. So Charlie's count, I think, counted March the 9th. So aquí. I don't think so. I don't think it was March the 9th que comenzó ahí. I don't think it was there, because then that would put us at about day 45, give or take. So I don't think it's March 9th. I'm thinking maybe Charlie's count was here about March 29th, if anything. And I think that's what you meant, because you did type a Q9. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. I think it started on the 29th. Yes, correct. That is correct. Thanks for reclarifying that. I appreciate it. Let's go back. Now, let's go back and let me show you, cats, the other chart I was talking about, which is for the weekly. Put the sucker on the weekly. Now, this is the weekly chart, of course. It's on the 200-week moving average down here, this area. And I know it seems a little bit convoluted, cats, but this is what I wanted to show you. Down here, if you see this bar right here, you can see that I'm using a bar instead of a candle. You can see that majority of the action is on top of the bar. You know what I'm saying? Because if you cut this bar in half, there's really no activity down here. It's all up here. And that usually tends to be a bullish indicator of a divergent bar going up. And one thing I'm noticing about this is that there is separation between this bar and the alligator. And for you cats that don't know, the alligators are these 3 green lines right here. If there's separation, that means that the market may end up reversing to the top side, which would mean that we're likely heading for this fair value gap here of about 89,000 to about 80,000, ballpark in it, because that is an area where there is liquidity and the market wants to pick that up before it continues its route to the downside. Again, you guys have heard me say this before. Anytime you hit a fair value gap, it's considered like a fuel zone, an area where the market picks up fuel. Think of the market as a car, and then it starts going in the same direction where the trend overall is going on a bigger time frame. And what can we tell from this? I know, Kat, looks really fucking convoluted, but here you go. you can see that the trend on the Bill Williams allocator is trending in a downward fashion, which is fine. You know what I'm saying? Which would make sense as we finish up our Elliott wave to the downside. And you can see here on the awesome oscillator that the momentum right now is starting to turn green, and we're currently below -0 or below 0, and we're trending up. And currently the last one is at 17,667, and we're trying to tend in a positive fashion before we start climbing to the upside, which is absolutely fine. And once we do climb to the upside, then we could probably explode up and hit that fair value gap, which you just saw in this zone over here. Know what I mean? Now, taking all this shit off, let's see how it looks on the EMA ribbon. And let's turn off the Bill Williams alligator. And you can see that you're seeing clear resistance as we move up into this fucking EMA ribbon. And this will be an area where if we activate our fair value gap system, you can see that it's in the same area as well with the Twinkie EMA ribbon. You know what I'm saying? And this will probably be an area where we end up getting rejected to the downside. But you can see that we have clear support here at the 200-week moving average, or the 200 EMA, at about 64,408. Know what I mean? So yes, this is normal. You can see that we're crunched between both sides, and eventually we're going to come down here below the 200-week moving average, and that'll be at about 60,236 where we're at right now. Know what I mean, Jelly Bean? Vamos a ver. What we got here, man? Stimmy check equals BTC. What's going on, amigo? Shout out to this cat, man. Thank you for the message, by the way, bro. Thank you for the message, man. Appreciate it, bro. Yes, BTC needs to dip a little bit more. Don't like this price range for DCA. I did DCA a little bit, to take cover of my FOMO. I did buy a little bit of Bitcoin before we started rallying too hard. Going off Charlie's data, un poquito lo más. I just bought a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Before we started rallying up, if anything. Okay, what else we got? Stop the screen. Share screen. Let's go over here to ETH. Let's see which way Ethereum is going, because I know you cats want to get some ETH. Oh, with that stated, monkeys. Again, a goal of mine is to make sure I have a full Bitcoin, and I need to buy another 10 ETH. So, food for thought, cats. I know some of you guys are a little bit more fucking tight on your budget and shit like that. Some of you cats are working extra overtime at minimum wage jobs. I get that, man. But try to get a little bit of ETH, a little bit of BTC, stabilize that motherfucking portfolio, bro. So as we run into the bear market, we can end up fucking doing pretty doggone well. You know what I'm saying? So going over to ETH, and ETH I haven't bought any as of late, porque I want to buy at a lower price range, man, for ETH. ETH right now, it seems we're at about 2361, and it doesn't really function as much as the 60-day cycles or the 80-day cycles on Bitcoin, because there's less consistency. Things have shifted around for ETH, at least this recent bull market, and I'm expecting things not to be consistent. But just for the purpose or for instructional purposes only, let's see where we're at on the 80-day cycle. ETH right now seems que estamos at about day 74, so it's very similar to Bitcoin. And it could come down here to this order block on the weekly, and I will expect it to come down here to this order block on the weekly, because for you cats that don't know, order blocks tend to be the most attractive for any coin, because that's an area where buyers do want to pick up more of this asset. And I'm expecting us to come down here eventually. Once Bitcoin does drop, that'll be around 1385 to about 1691. So once we start hitting the $1,800 range, I'll probably start to DCA a little bit more, and I'll start picking up more ETH, if anything. The lowest point we did get to last cycle, man, we came down here to about 876, ballpark in it. And let me see what I can find on the weekly here. Let's see what fair value gaps we can find here on the weekly. And there's some huge ones, bro. There's some really big ones down here, man. Like all this area. So I'm not going to keep this fair value gap here, but nevertheless, it's something that we should take into account. We got this area aquí también, which could bring it down to about 1290, ballpark in it. Right now, on the awesome oscillator on the weekly, it seems that we're starting to push in a bullish momentum to the upside. Of course, I do expect ETH to eventually go up to these order blocks of about 2,900 to about 26, maybe even touch this $3,200 range, give or take. And I think this is where FOMO is going to start hitting people pretty hard, bro. Let's see if I can find. Let's go here to the daily. Let me take off all this other shit. Let me see what I can see here, man. Let's see what I can see here. Let me see if I can find any Elliott waves, aquí. Inverse Elliott waves, that is. So we got 0 to 1 to 2, 3, yeah, 4, 5. Let me see if I can draw this up. Let me see if I can draw this up for you monkeys. Let's go to the weekly. On the weekly, it's not as evident, though. Estamos aquí. 2, 3. On the daily, here we are. It's evident on the daily. Think about it, man. I've got a lot of drawings already, so it will look something like this. 1, 2, 3. We're going up into 4, and then come down into 5, into this range over here. And I apologize, cats. This is really convoluted. But I'm trying to make do with what I got. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we got on ETH. I did want to show you, cats, something on the ETH BTC ratio. And I know, Alex, I know you're a big proponent of that one, man. I know you like that one a lot. Vamos a ver. And this is from Trader Tardigrade. He posted this on his Twitter, which I thought was rather intriguing, if anything. Vamos a ver. Trader Tardigrade. Aquí estamos. All right, cool. It says ETH BTC on the daily. Let's click on that. Oh, that is it. ETH BTC on the daily. Oh my gosh, is alt season canceled? Ethereum to Bitcoin pair is breaking down from a bearish pennant. And you could see that on the chart as well, man. You can see it right there forming, and that is a bearish pennant, which would make sense. And I'm hoping it does dip because, dude, I do want to buy more. You know what I'm saying? Of course, this is ETH to BTC. And that means that ETH, if ETH dumps, altcoins are going to bleed out. So there's your chance to go pick up a little bit more Solana. You know what I'm saying? Because that is part of the play that we do want to get. A little bit of Solana, and for you cats that are interested, a little bit more of our H coins. If you still have the gut to handle that, I know a lot of monkeys had a lot of fucking bad taste for Richard Hart after this recent bear market, but dude, there's nothing really he could do about it for the reason being, dude, that ETH didn't run, man. And if you look at the charts on ETH, you could tell that it was being suppressed on purpose, and they were not letting it run for now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. So speaking of bear markets, things of that nature, let's see what we got on the Fed Watch tool. Currently, we got our next Fed rate meeting coming on the 29th, and 99% that we're not going to get a rate cut. We fast forward to June. It's looking pretty similar, man. No rate cuts whatsoever as well. Go a little bit more forward in time to July 29th. And it's looking the same, monkeys. Doesn't seem like any of it's going to change. Let's do it for just fucking kicks. Just for fucking BS. You can see that same way in September, bro. It doesn't seem we're going to get a rate cut anytime soon. But then again, that's with Jerome Powell at the helm. Let's see if the market continues that way, if anything. So let's go over to the last coin, and I wanted to cover a little bit of ProveX because I do want to pick up more ProveX. And of course, this is good news. Well, it's bearish news with the ETH BTC ratio, because, which is good news for us, for you cats that are still into RH coins. You can see right here on this screen, and this is on the daily, cats. And if I go to the weekly, there's really not much data that I can work with here. But on the daily, you can tell, okay, everything's trending in a downward fashion for fucking ProveX. And you could see that we've already broken past this fair value gap that we did have here on the daily. And mind you, this is a daily fair value gap, if anything, man. There's really not a lot we can get from that. And I'm expecting for it to break past this one threshold of about 4 zeros and a 5653. As soon as we start approaching that, getting close to that, I'll probably pick up a little bit more PRVX. You know what I'm saying? people are still sleeping on Richard Hart, but they fail to understand if ETH does well, man, RH coins do well. The only problem though, man, and this is one of the things that I don't like about our community or the Hex community. I don't really like calling it Pulsicans, bro, because that shit sounds corny. You know what I'm saying? One thing that I don't like about it, man, is that, dude, we're a chain of Jeets. Yes. And there's constantly dumping. As soon as the market pumps, bro, boom, people fucking just sell it off, bro. And that's what pisses me off about that shit. You know what I mean? But of course, I mean, you can't Jeet forever, man. Sellers get tired. And they've already had a whole fucking bull market to dump. And we're going into a bear market. And they're going to continue dumping, bro. And of course, I'm going to capitalize on that. I'm going to try to catch a little bit more of the RH coins, man, a little bit more ProveX, PulseX, Pulse Chain, and Hex. Again, for you monkeys that are into the RH coins, write it down. Write down exactly what you want to get. Set those goals, man. Don't become complacent because it does seem that this bear market is moving a little bit faster. And you want to be ready and you want to have that threshold in mind. Like, okay, I want to get a little bit more of this. You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure I fill up these fucking silos of the coins that I want. You know what I'm saying? Because this is where millionaires are made, man. This is where millionaires are made, if anything. You know what I'm saying? So, food for thought. Start writing down the coins you want, man. If you don't have a million hex, I mean, how much would a million hex cost? Let's pull up Deck Screener. Let's pull up Deck Screener. I must go in hex. How much would a million hex cost? I'm gonna have that aquí. Go to hex. And I'm talking about p-hex, of course. Vamos a ver. Ahorita donde estamos ahorita. Let's share this tool. And we'll do the other ones as well. Let's see PulseX también. Just for shits and giggles, man. Why not brainstorm with you cats right now while we're on live air, right? Got Hex, PulseX. What else we got? Pulse Chain. Deck Screener. Pull up Pulse Chain. PLS. PLS. WPLS. Vamos aquí con este. And let's go to ProveX también. Uno más para ProveX. Deck Screener. ProveX. And we'll go with this one. Let's go one by one. Ballpark in it. Share screen. Let's go to Hex first because, all right, Hex right now where we're at, man. We're at about what? 14% of a penny, bro? Más o menos. So if you were wanting to get 1 million Hex right now, 1 million Hex te vale. You're talking about what? $1,500, give or take, bro? $1,400. That's 1 million Hex. I'd want to get, I would want to, I'm not saying I'm going to get this, 2 million Hex. So that would cost me about $3,000 ahorita. Of course, I'm expecting it to go lower. And of course, hence why you got to eyeball ETH to see what goals you want to get. So let's say I want to get 2 million Hex more. And I want to get this a little bit cheaper. Let's say $2,000, más o menos. So I would eyeball that ratio, man. Once it gets down to about $2,100, $2,000, I would buy up 2 million Hex. That's what I would do. Let me write this down. Yes, Boogie likes to write shit down. Oh, by the way, one of the things I love about Japan, of course, I can be a nerd like this at times, bro. They have stationery, a lot of stationery. Cats, what the fuck, Boogie? What the fuck you talking about, Boogie? Stationery. They're really big into like fucking like pens and shit like that, pens and like notebooks and stuff like that, bro. So I want to write that down. I want to pick up unos 2 million more Hex. So 2 million at about $2,100 or 20. Let's go with $2,300. I would want to pick up almost 2 million Hex at about $2,300. Now let's go on to the next one. Vamos a ver. Let's go over to Pulse Chain. How much Pulse Chain do I want? Let's go to Pulse Chain. All right. Pulse Chain, let's say, how much is 1 million Pulse Chain? Oh, my bad. 1 million Pulse Chain. 1 million pulse chain is 7. Am I correct? 1, 2, 3. That's 100,000. No, that's 1 billion. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So 10 million pulse chain would cost you about 79 bucks, give or take. Am I counting this correctly? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, about 100 million pulse chain. Am I correct, cats? My eyes, bro, are getting worse as I age, bro. Give or take. So 1 million pulse. I mean, I think what's that? 1, 2. I can't see, bro. Fuck. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. So that's about, yeah, 100 million pulse chain costs you about what? 795 bucks, bro. So let's say you want to get about half a billion pulse chain, or I mean, yeah, about 500 million pulse chain. That would cost you about $4,000. So that's what I would want, $4,000. So I would want to get that at about 3,200 bucks for 500 million pulse chain. Apologize, cats. My eyes are getting older, bro. So God forbid that I have to use fucking spectacles to fucking start seeing smaller numbers. So I would want to get about half a billion pulse chain at 500 million. That would cost me $4,000, give or take. So these are areas that you can save up to, man. Yeah, I know you can save up a little bit for the bear market on this. Let's see. Now let's go over to PulseX. Más o menos. Share screen. Let's go over to PulseX. Dude, PulseX. Vamos a dejar para acá abajo, man. 1 billion PulseX. Let's go for 1 billion PulseX. No mames, bro. That is cheap, bro. 1 billion. Okay, let me share the screen with you cats. Is this PulseX that you guys are looking at? Yeah. That is $6,200, man. So I would want to get this around the range of about 5,600 or 5,800. So 5,800 bucks for 1 billion. That's 1 billion. That would be $5,800, bro. To get 1 billion PulseX. And let's go over to ProveX. Uno más, ProveX. Share screen. Go to ProveX. ProveX, let's get half of that. So 1, 2, 3. Dude, I'm getting my eyes. 1, 2, 3. Sorry, cats. My eyes are fucking kicking my ass. I'm going to copy and paste this shit. So this would cost you that much. ProveX would cost you about 6,800 bucks. Dude, I think this is going to dip a lot more. So half of that, Más o menos, give or take ballpark, I would want to get that much fucking ProveX. Know what I mean? You're talking about fucking getting to crazy status amounts of numbers, bro. Dude, you'll be able to fucking buy properties here in Tokyo with that, man. You know what I'm saying? So food for thought, cats. Those are areas that you may want to pick up some fucking ProveX, if anything. I've got Pulse Chain about Hex 2 million. I would want to get it at about 2,300 bucks. Half a billion Pulse Chain, that would cost me about 3,200 bucks ballpark in it. Y luego about a billion PulseX, that would cost me about 5,800 bucks. And my eyes are fucking kicking my ass to see how much fucking ProveX that is, cats. You know what I'm saying? So these are areas, bro, that I would definitely want to pick up some of these tokens at. Of course, don't get completely fucking consumed by just buying RH coins, man. You cats know, and I know, man, that we got to get a little bit of that Solana, man, a little bit of that fucking Bitcoin, a little bit of that ETH, bro. So food for thought, monkeys. Food for freaking thought. All right, cats. That pretty much covers it for today. I'm hoping that this was an informative stream for you guys. I will have another episode soon. This was episode number 3. This is episode numero 3 of fucking the Tokyo Satoshi stream. I will give you guys maybe a couple more, and then I'll be heading back to Texas soon, cats. All right, monkeys. You guys enjoy your evening. I'm going to go get some chow and take care of some other shit. Catch you monkeys on the flip side.